No peaks were made in the filming of this video. If you know these were left forgotten and destined to be egregiously overwhipped. I didn't do it on purpose. It's just because I'm Jeff and I only bake sometimes. And I'm just a guy trying to make the top 100 desserts in the world. I originally found this list on Taste Atlas, February of 2025, and the list does periodically update, so I'll be working from the original one I found in mid-February. Along with every other recipe that I'll be making throughout this list, it'll be directly from Taste Atlas. Welcome all to Dessert Passports, where I'll be randomly selecting, then ranking, the top 100 desserts in the world. Let's see where we go today. So the 6th recipe selected is Sernik from Poland, and this is the first recipe selected from the top 10 of the original list. Sernik is a cheesecake from Poland, stemming from old Christian and Jewish traditions. Instead of cream cheese like the New York style cheesecake, it uses a very old type of Polish curd cheese that's similar in texture to a farmer's cheese or ricotta. It's believed that the cheesecake originated in the 17th century when the Polish king brought the recipe with him after his victory against the Turks at the Battle of Vienna. Cheesecake had already existed in the world thanks to ancient Greeks and Romans. If you've ever had a bad boss, you know this king probably just took credits for his chef's work. It's likely he did not create the dessert, but it is likely he could have brought back various foods and culinary influences from the journey, leading to the Sernik we know today. This is the same battle that is thought to be the origin of vanilla kipferls that I made in episode 3. And from what I've read, is that this cheesecake is the ultimate create-your-own adventure. This can be baked, unbaked, with fruit, without crust, with crust, any customization, you name it. And over time, different regions of Poland have developed their own variation. And the fact that you can choose between a lemon or a chocolate glaze is kind of insane. I did the base version, baked, with a crust and a lemon glaze. Other than the glaze, this is what the recipe says, and I'm a slave to the recipe. To start your culinary adventure, you need the specific type of Polish cheese. I believe it's pronounced twaróg. But the closest market I could find was about an hour away. I went to several different markets near me, but I decided to take the leap of faith and try to make my own homemade cheese. And here's how I did it, following a pretty simple recipe. You need 1 gallon of milk brought to a simmer. This took about 30 minutes with intermittent stirring. If you don't stir, you risk burning the milk to the bottom of the pan. After it is thoroughly simmering, stir in a half a cup of white distilled vinegar. And after about 30 seconds, it should look something like, not really something like you'd want to ingest. Strain out the curds from the whey by lining a colander with a cheesecloth. I squeezed it a couple times. It was probably a little unnecessary, but it felt right. You're supposed to end up with about 1 kilogram or 2.2 pounds at the end of this. I was probably closer to about 2 pounds, also probably because I squeezed the hell out of it. I think it shouldn't affect the recipe too much though. Put that cheese into a food processor to smooth it out, make it one smooth criminal. It is now ready to become cake. Separate the yolks and the whites from 6 eggs. You'll need both for this recipe. I always struggle on how to shoot these egg shots because my arm is always in the way. And I got a little eager this time around. I did crack a yolk. We saw how my egg whites came out in that intro clip. There's no need to rehash that. To make the crust is to sprinkle almonds or breadcrumbs at the bottom of a 26 centimeter or 10-inch cake pan. Not that there's anything wrong with breadcrumbs, but I think I'll prefer almonds for this dessert. So I threw some almonds in a food processor. And I didn't think they were fine enough, so I threw them in a little blender. To start making the cheesecake, we start with gobs of butter, specifically 250 Gs, and I assume the G stands for gob, into the bowl. Set your mixer to low, and then add your 6 egg yolks one at a time, while alternating between your sugar. Continue until you have no more yolks or sugar left, and until it's thoroughly mixed. Meow. Struggle to open your vanilla sugar packet, and then contemplate why all those hours in the gym meant nothing.
Ravioli, ravioli, give me the formuoli.
Increase your mixer speed to medium and then start adding your 1 kilogram or 2.2 pounds of cheese. Add 150 milliliters of heavy cream from a very judgmental cow. Add your 4 tablespoons of potato flour to your bowl. I'm using all-purpose flour because that's what I have. And if you care, they can come at me because I have a lot of big friends that might fight you.
Cha-cha real smooth. Turn it out.
Mix until combined, take your bowl off the mixer, and then fold in your mangled egg whites. with some parchment paper laying at the bottom. Grease a 26 centimeter or 10-inch cake pan. Spread your ground almonds evenly at the bottom of the pan until it forms a crust-like surface. Spread your cheesecake mixture on top of your crust-like surface, then bake at 170 degrees C or an oddly specific 338 degrees Fahrenheit for 60 minutes. It was way more yellow than I imagined. And that gash in the middle is my bright idea for testing the doneness with a knife instead of a toothpick. Turns out it told me nothing, and the way you check is that the top should be firm, yet have some give at the same time. Well, chicks dig scars anyways. I've already done one pairing with chocolate in the past, so I figured I'd do lemon glaze with this one. Combine lemon juice and powdered sugar until you get a glaze. I just don't measure these things, the consistency felt right, it gave good vibes. I'm going to make the cheesecake look less like a thug though, by covering up its scar. Brush the glaze on the cheesecake while it's still warm. I don't know how much I used, but I really enjoy a good lemon icing. Pop the pan open like your first bra strap, and release the kraken. Toot my own horn here, but for the first slice, I think this came out pretty clean. So clean that I'd give it an ESRP rating of E for everyone. So clean that maybe Mr. Clean would be proud. Okay, I'm done. But it did make it easier to film. So initially in this clip when we tried the cheesecake, it was slightly warm or more room temperature. We were not fans. It was a weird texture and it was extremely bland. Here's my live reaction.
It's very bland, almost. It's just like bland cheesecake.
Ratings were a 5 from me and a 4 from Claire. Afterwards, I put more glaze on it and then I put it in the fridge to chill overnight. I decided to bring it into work anyways, with the caveat saying that this is not like a New York style cheesecake. Yeah, multiple people told me that they really liked it, or that I should bottle the glaze and like use it on everything. I honestly thought they were saying those things because it's a little uncouth to say something's bad when people try to share something with you. One piece left, so I brought it home afterwards after adding the more glaze and it being chilled, and then I retried it. I didn't record it, but it was significantly better. And then I thought about it. Who the hell eats a warm cheesecake? That was entirely my fault for not giving the chance that it deserved. The texture is dense, but it's closer to a tiramisu than it is a New York style cheesecake. So I get the ricotta comparison. It was slightly grainy, so I probably could have blended the cheese a little bit more, or it could have been from over whipping the eggs. The cake itself doesn't have a whole lot of flavor, but that glaze is a home run though. Final scores are a 7.2 from me and a 7 from Claire, giving us an average of 7.1. That's quite the comeback story. Alright, so that was Sernik from Poland. Join to see where else we go in the world. Don't forget your passport.